Hey guys, I want to give my take on the current dating situation within the Black community when it comes to Black conservative men dating Black women. Now, I highlight the word conservative because there are more conservative Black men in the United States than there are Black conservative women. Matter of fact, Black women tend to vote Democrat and are liberal more so than they are conservative. And I can show you the numbers of the recent elections we've had both in 2020 and 2022. But this photo that I found on Instagram on Stanton-King's Instagram page got my attention. Now, as you can see here, she took a snapshot of Wesley Hunt's X page, and he said, "The Democrat Party's worst nightmare in one room, stay tuned." And it has 5 gentlemen here from left to right: John James, Burgess Owens, Tim Scott, Wesley Hunt, and Byron Daniels. Now, I want to get your attention to what Stanton-King said relating to this photo. And she states, "I'm just asking. I see and hear so many Black conservatives proud to wear the label of Black conservatism, and that's great. But I have to ask, if we love and are so proud to be Black, why do Black conservatives prefer white? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with choosing white, but is there something wrong with choosing Black? Is this racist or valid? I see this on the Democrat side as well. It's almost as if we as Black voters are supposed to choose them because they're Black, but they didn't choose Black." And Hess Blanchard, he's a good follow on Instagram if you haven't followed him already. He says, "Here goes the uncomfortable truth. There are a lot more conservative Black men than there are Black women. The vast majority of Black women are extensions of the liberal agenda. Black women vote Democrat at almost 100%. Literally. I've never seen a mass movement urging Black women to be conservative. What I see is marry her because she's Black, even though your values don't align. But a house divided can't stand." And as you can see here, this is John James's wife, Tim Scott's fiance, Wesley Hunt's wife, Byron Daniels' wife. Is there truth to what Hess Blanchard is saying? Now, as you can see here, this is from Pew Research, posted in July 2023. And it highlights gender gap in vote preferences persisted in 2022, but larger shares of men and women voted for GOP candidates compared with 2018. Now, I want to highlight this area right here. Now, the left section here is 2018, the middle is 2020, and the far right is 2022. Now, during the 2018 election, Black men voted 92% Democrat to 6% Republican. In 2020, most likely because Donald Trump was on the ticket, Black men voted 87% Democrat and 12% Republican. That's a 6% jump. Now, in 2022, most likely because Trump was not on the ticket, Black men voted 93% Democrat, 6% Republican. But now let's look at Black women. Black women in 2018 voted 93% Democrat to 5% Republican. In 2020, when Donald Trump was on the ticket, 95% Democrat, went up 2% to 5% Republican. Didn't budge at all. And then 2022 midterms, 93% Democrat, 5% Republican. The number isn't budging when it comes to Black women. But Black men can be swayed. It can be like, okay, I'm listening. And they are slowly getting it faster than Black women. You know, what's the deal here? Why are Black women more prone to vote Democrat rather than Republican? You have more Black women today in higher education, getting their higher degrees, graduate degrees, getting into, let's say, law or medical school, what have you. So they're getting more educated when it comes to book smarts, but are they informed when it comes to what's happening politically? Or is it because of an emotional thing that has to do with Black women voting more Democrat than Republican, or what? You tell me. I'm not quite sure why black women vote predominantly Democrat, or they're not even budging, as you can see from the percentage here. This is, again, Pew Research of last year, 2023. And I don't think this number is going to move with black women. I think, especially if Michelle Obama decides to run for president, and you never know what could happen. The DNC convention, they could just pull a fast one and put Michelle Obama on the ticket, and a lot of black women will just sway to her because she's black. Not because of her policies, not because what she can do for the country, but because she's black, and that's enough for black women. Now, let's check out white women when it comes to their political leanings. In 2018, 50% voted Democrat, 48% voted Republican. In 2020, with Trump on the ballot, oh, orange man bad, 45% of white women voted Democrat and 53% voted Republican, a 5% jump. And then in 2022 midterms, 44% voted for Democrat and 55% of white women voted Republican. Now you have white women leaning 55% Republican as of the 2022 midterm election, and here are 12%, 6%, 6 to 12% black men voting Republican. So in terms of the dating pool, just on political leanings, a black man who's conservative and votes Republican has more opportunity to find a white woman who shares his values than a black woman who shares his values. Based on just the numbers here, on this particular subject when it comes to conservatism and being a Republican. Hey guys, just a quick pause. If you like what you're hearing so far, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Comment below and let me know and everyone know what you think of the subject matter at hand. Also, if you haven't already, check out my Rumble page, link in the description below. YouTube is playing their shenanigans as always and censoring certain videos I put out there, but they're not censored on Rumble. So please take a moment, go to Rumble, subscribe over there, and check those videos out as well. Now, let's get back to the video. Now, this is from an old chart back in, I think it was 2013, based on information that was pulled from Facebook's old dating app, Are You Interested? I don't even think it's around anymore. I mean, Instagram is the real dating app today, but they got this response from different ethnicities, different races, and different sexes. Now, as you can see, let's just go right down to the lowest response rates. When it comes to men who are Asian, black, Latino, white, the lowest is black women, black women. Now, when it comes to the highest responses, men other than Asians, most men like Asian women, Asians like Latino women, but you don't see black. Now, on the flip side, when it comes to women responding to men, most women want to date black men. Now, this number, of course, may have changed over the years. However, I don't think it's gotten much better because you do see the rise of the passport bro movement. Again, I am for the passport bro movement. I have no problem with people getting their passport, going overseas, and finding someone that fits their program. Of course, you have to be cautious, take precautions before going. Don't just pack a bag because you see a video and it entices you and just land yourself in Medellin, Colombia, or Thailand somewhere, or the Philippines somewhere, and not know anything, because there are dangers and things you have to look out for. I have a video I made not too long ago about a certain individual who was murdered in Colombia. If you haven't checked it out, I'll leave a card up top. But the passport bro movement is more on the rise because black men are tired of dealing with black women for the most part. I'm not saying that there aren't any good black women, but I think black men are having a hard time, just being able to find a black woman that they can really mesh well with. And it's a testament. You can see it right now with people going overseas. I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. Look at the countless videos of men who happen to be black going overseas and successfully finding a spouse. But I can see how a black man who is conservative having a hard time finding a black woman who's also conservative. I just showed you the numbers of how many black women vote Democrat. And there are more black conservative men than there are black conservative women. And this election will definitely show the numbers again. And I think, like I said, number of black women voting Democrat will stay the same or even grow. And the number of black men will grow more towards the Republican conservative side. And the most importantly is the values. Do you share the same values that she shares? I'm talking to black men here, because there can be important issues that come up that can make the relationship very hard. For example, is she pro-abortion? And are you against abortion? Same-sex marriage, what are your views on that? Are you a Christian? Do you go to church? Does she go to church? Those are simple values that need to be discussed. Now, right here, this is still on Angela Stanton-King's Instagram page. This man says, "I'm black and I'm conservative. My wife is white. Before marrying her, black women had an issue with me being conservative. They call me white in a black body. So God put my wife in my life and we connected based on values in the Bible and true love." God's love. God's love. And see, it's not about race. It's about mainly values. You share the same values. And I think one of the issues within the black community when it comes to black men and black women is that the values are different. As I've been saying, black men are more prone to go more conservative, and the number is going to grow more and more and more because black men are wising up. They're becoming more informed. They're not stuck on that Democrat plantation as they used to be. But black women go more on emotion. Not all, but there are black women that go more on emotion and what the Democrat Party is promising them, or Democrats spewing all the hardships and difficulties of being a black woman in America, and it gets in their head and they stay liberal, they stay Democrat. And so black men, I think, would prefer to date black women, I think, just by physical preference. But when it comes to values, which is most important, because I always say skin folk don't mean kinfolk. If you don't have the same values, that union is going to break up and you're going to get divorced. And then what if kids are involved? Broken home, single mother. It repeats over and over again, every generation. So I think until the values of what black men and black women are in sync, and I believe more towards a biblical understanding, biblical basis, the black community is still going to be fractured. Black men and black women are still going to be fractured. Black men are going to go overseas and find their wife or their girlfriend, or what have you. Again, I'm all for the passport bro movement. Man, if you want to do that, go for it. Just take precautions. Be wise. Don't be stupid. But I think until that happens, and there's a firm foundation in Christ between both parties and building a relationship, it's not going to work. Well, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think. Are you in a relationship where you may be a black conservative and you're dating someone who's not black? Maybe she's white, Hispanic, Asian, what have you. Are you in a relationship right now where your values don't match with hers and there's some friction? Have you been able to work that out? Or did you end up breaking up? Let me know in the comments. Again, I hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, subscribe. And until next one, take care.